The Fortnite storyline has changed forever. You know, just as I thought I had actually figured out everything about this game's current storyline, they decide to throw one giant rocket my way that caused me to throw everything I thought I understood about this game's universe out the window. I'm not mad, but I am not exaggerating when I say this mini live event has changed everything about the Fortnite storyline. The rules of this game's universe have been changed forever, and iconic characters have returned, but with a twist. But what absolutely nobody expected was that all of the storyline content would actually be disguised as this year's Valentine's Day event. This may genuinely be the most insane storyline video I have made yet, so I hope you're ready because we've got a lot to cover in this video, ranging from the Visitor's grand return to what's truly going on with the Ice King in Fortnite OG. So when the Love and Legends event was originally revealed, it didn't seem like it would be anything too special for storyline fans. Like, sure, we were getting a confirmed rerun of the Ice King event in Fortnite OG, which I will be diving into later in this video, but this live event seemingly would be centered around real-world holidays and just have some fun cosmetics in it like K-pop demon hunters and wife material. But it turns out this Love and Legends event was actually the biggest and most important storyline event this game has had in years, with not just weekly storyline quests, but fully voice-acted quests. And these weren't like some random story quests either. This event gave us 4 consecutive weeks of connected story developments, with each week building off the previous one. And this all came to a climax with a surprise mini live event that truly changed what we understand about this game's universe forever. But enough hyping all this up. It's time to recap everything that's happened during the past 4 weeks. So these story quests actually pick up right where my last storyline video left off, with the Order having been captured by the Dark Voyager. So if you haven't watched that video yet, you probably should, and then just come back to this one. Anyways, during her captivity, the Order is discovered by the Loopers, which kickstarted the first part of these storyline quests.
Looper, your island is in danger. You can call me the Order. I can help you deal with the Dark Voyager. But first, I need your help. This barrier is blocking my ability to rift out. Get me a key card. I spotted a blue-haired girl sneaking around down here. She might have gotten her hands on one.
So turns out someone with blue hair was able to swipe the key card to rescue the Order, and while at first you may think she's referring to Hope, she's actually referring to the Battle Pass skin Karina, who is willing to part with the key card in exchange for some bars. We then pass off the key card to Hope and Jones so that they are able to free the Order from her cell.
Well done. My armor's rift tech is back online. Thank you. I'll be in touch. Until then, stay safe.
And that brings us to week 2, where the Order once again contacts us Loopers with a new mission.
This Dark Voyager is dangerous. We don't know what he's planning to do with the 0-point shards. We need to gather the 7, or what's left of us. To do that, we need to work together.
This beacon will reach whoever's left. Some of us have fallen. When I landed, I couldn't get any of the other 7 members on my comms. The scientists gave us all a database of blueprints for emergencies like this one, plus a folder I don't even want to open called Notes from Therapist. If you can get me materials, I can forge the transmitters we need.
So while there isn't much going on in this week, the Order did still give us some interesting information about the whereabouts of the other 7 members, mainly that they are seemingly all gone and may not even be alive anymore. However, in the case that some members are still alive, we help the Order by building this transmitter and try to contact any surviving 7 members. So this transmission would actually get the attention of someone, but it wouldn't be who anyone was expecting. And this was when the big climax for this event occurred. One day, a giant red rift opened over the Golden Coast. The same red rift that was once seen in the sky of Fortnite OG after the Visitor had used his rocket to escape that reality. And now, in Chapter 7, the Visitor's rocket comes flying out of the rift. He had seen the Order's transmission, and he almost crashes the rocket into the dodecahedron. This guy was doing more unnecessary flips than Leon Kennedy trying to slow the rocket down. But eventually he is able to successfully land at our hero's temporary base at Classified Canyon. And finally, the Order has found another member of the 7. The Visitor has returned. Or so we thought.
Accessing audio log. Timestamp rocket arrival.
Visitor, you're different. I remember you being taller.
Fascinating. You are not the order I expected to meet when I picked up your distress call. We originate from different realities, perhaps even divergent timelines.
When the 0 point's involved, nothing's easy to explain. We face a common enemy. My friends and I could really use your help.
No matter where or when we come from, the 7 stand together. Tell me what you need me to do.
We've got a base of operations set up nearby. I'll give you a briefing there. And Visitor, it's good to see you again. Even if it's for the first time.
So this Visitor is from either a different timeline or reality, which has huge lore implications for what Fortnite OG may actually be. And as much as I want to tackle that huge reveal this second, I think it's best we just go through the rest of these story quests so that this video isn't just all over the place. So from here, the Visitor joins our cast of heroes in their fight against the mysterious Dark Voyager, a threat that the Visitor has actually been hunting for quite some time now. However, despite both being members of the 7 from their realities, these two definitely don't see eye to eye with how to tackle this situation.
Looper, you need to speak to the Order. She's stubbornly pursuing the Dark Voyager. Alone. In my reality, her sister was the impetuous one.
I can hear you, Viz. And I am fine. Looper, disregard the Visitor. This work is necessary. Over and out. You know, if you're so concerned, Viz, you could join me.
Bad ideas don't improve themselves by propagating. We don't know what the Dark Voyager is capable of.
And we won't know until we do some recon. Over and out.
You need to stay away from the Dark Voyager. That's an order.
What makes you think I take orders from you?
I stalked the Voyager through the husks of burnt-out stars and the ashes of crumbling realities. If you were easily dealt with, don't you think I would have done that by now?
We've only just met, so I don't really know what you're capable of. Get off my comms, Visitor. Over and out.
Your hubris and impatience are endangering the mission. You've become reckless. Like your sister.
The Imagined would understand the stakes here. I'm surprised you don't.
Did you learn nothing from losing her?
I learned one thing. It's better to be reckless than timid when everything is on the line. Looper, await my next call. Over and out.
Yeesh, get a room, you two. Anyways, it's very clear both of these characters have different outlooks on the situation, but that is mostly due to how different their realities are. The Order has lost everyone she knows, and to our knowledge, at this time, she is the only surviving member of the original 7. Whereas this Visitor 7 are all still alive, which is evidenced by the fact that his Amy isn't as obsessive as the one that we knew, which is something the scientist wanted to do before he got chromed. Also, it would seem that this Visitor has seen some pretty dark things during his travels hunting down this Dark Voyager. And this brings us to the final batch of story quests, which in all honesty are just a quick follow-up to the previous weeks with some quick setup for the next season thrown in at the end.
The Visitor doesn't understand. How could he? He's not our Visitor. In his reality, the downfall of the 7 hasn't happened yet. He talks about failing, about losing people like it's theoretical. It's not theoretical for me. I won't fail another island. We need to access the Dark Voyager's communications. Once we know the scope of his ambitions, we can figure out how to counter him. Amy, scan and summarize encrypted communications.
The encrypted channel features a single message, addressed to a redacted comm. It says, "I will not fail you."
I was right. The Dark Voyager is working for someone. I need to tell the Visitor. And look into a few things. I'll be in touch, Looper. Things are about to get interesting.
So the big reveal is that Dark Voyager is working for somebody. Honestly, not surprising, as he never really gave off big bad of the chapter vibes. And that will do it with the story quest. But before we end off this video, I want to discuss the major storyline implications of this event, so we now have 100% confirmation that Fortnite OG is literally Chapter 1 happening again in real time alongside the current season. Which, by the way, is something I had theorized all the way back in June. as not only was the red cube in the 0 hour live event, but now we've also seen this red rift be used to travel from Fortnite OG to Chapter 7. On top of that, with the Visitor now confirming to us that he's an alternate universe version of the Visitor that we once knew, that implies that most of these OG pass skins are likely also versions of these characters from another reality. Though there is one possible exception to this. But someone else we need to be keeping our eye on is the Ice King. So recently his mini live event was reran, but with the twist of the skin being swapped out for an unreleased one, which I'm assuming is going to be in the Chapter 7 Season 2 Battle Pass, which means Ice King is far more important to the current Fortnite storyline than we initially thought. So if you haven't been paying attention to Fortnite socials, Epic is making it abundantly clear that the Dark Voyager has taken some sort of interest in this Ice King, and implying that they are possibly allies. Plus, when they teased this live event, the word shard was spelled out in Morse code. And if you use replay mode to see what Ice King was doing prior to the live event, you can see that he's using some sort of strange object to power himself up before freezing the island over. And this is likely either a piece of a last reality cube or a piece of the 0 point. Either way, he would need a strong ally to acquire one of these, and Dark Voyager would be a logical conclusion. And this can even be backed up by a recent teaser that is seemingly for Chapter 7 Season 2 that shows an ice castle on the Golden Coast with a 0 point shard nearby. So in conclusion, I think it's safe to say what's going on in the Fortnite OG reality is going to become increasingly connected to what is happening in the current Chapter 7 reality. But what exactly is Fortnite OG? Why is Chapter 1 happening again? Why did I say Drift may be the only OG pass skin not from that reality? And why did Fortnite tease the Foundation's return when I was almost done with this video? Seriously, this part was not intended for this video, but as I was making it, they teased the Foundation is likely returning next season, which is another thing Fortnite OG has been teasing for quite some time, which further proves that OG is connected to Chapter 7 in a very important way. But we'll have to dive deeper into that in a future video, as I feel like we've already got enough information to digest for now. But if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate it, and leave a comment with any of your thoughts and theories down below. But that's all for now. See ya.